Oh, hello. My name is Mara, and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Okay, we are back for installment 2 in Kate-Daniels-a-thon, Palooza, not sure what I'm calling this, but pre-gaming for the final Kate Daniels book. As I mentioned in my last video, from now until the 9th book, there will be spoilers. So if you have not read the second book, which is Magic Burns by Ilona Andrews, featuring none other than Kate Daniels, if you have not read Magic Burns, click off this video now, go read it, and then come back. Okay, let's get into this. So, I'm not gonna, this is the first spoilery review for Kate Daniels that I'm filming, so we're gonna see how these evolve. I don't foresee these being super long videos. I think these are mostly just gonna be me gushing about what I do and don't like about the given book. I may do a ranking somewhere, we'll see at the end, maybe I'll do that. Anyway, so let's start with a quick refresh on what happens in this book, and then we'll go from there. If you'll remember, at the end of the last book, Kate has become the official liaison between the pack and the guild for the Order of the Knights of the Merciful Aid. I always find that so clunky. So she is got like more official duties, capacities, and Curran and company come to her and let her know that they have some maps that have been stolen from them, and as she starts digging in, she realizes that like whoever's doing this can like appear and disappear from places. Turns out, super cool, I believe Irish, right? Like Celtic mythology, yada yada yada, kick-ass battle at the end. She uses her power words and we're all just like, yes, queen, and the end. That's basically the book. So, as I mentioned in my first video, in these reviews, I 100% recommend that people start with this book as opposed to the last book. When you read them, oh my gosh, like when you read them back to back, it's just like such a huge jump in terms of like clarity and writing quality. And Ilona Andrews, I believe they've said this themselves. I think that people should 100% just start with the second book because I just think it's clear what's going on and you feel less like, am I supposed to know what's happening? And more like, I know what's going on. So I really like this book from that perspective. It just is a big jump up, I think, in like kind of ability to communicate the world and making clear to the reader what they are or are not supposed to know. I also really like the dynamic between Kate and Curran in this book, that he's sort of starting to peel her like an onion and he's clearly very intrigued. If you've ever read the Curran POV like little shorts that they've had on their website, I think those are instructive and kind of fun to get his take on events. I think we definitely see him having some jealousy. I think we see a lot, like this book I think better establishes what their kind of dynamic is going to be like going forward, and I think really starts propelling that romantic subplot along in a way that's really satisfying to me, more so than the previous book, where it wasn't clear to me in book 1 if this was going to be one of those books where kind of like the Suki Stackhouse ones where she has a lot of different love interests, or if there was just going to be the one. By the end of this book I was like, oh okay, so like Curran is the guy, like there's not going to be all these other side things. So I think that's dealt with better in this book, and I personally found intriguing. I think she sets up a lot of their sort of like the emotional things that they're gonna have to work through, where Curran really wants to protect her and that's just like not her deal, and Curran wants her to be like accountable to him and she wants to be able to be a free agent. So I think that gets set up in a way that you definitely over the course of the book see them working through that and like making a lot of progress in terms of like their emotional journey towards having like a more functional relationship and being able to be together. So I think that works really nicely. But more than anything, to me, this book just like shows off how good Ilona Andrews is at action sequences and fighting sequences. They just are able to communicate plot, character, the actual physical movement of people in spaces in a way that I think is really effective and unique, because I just think a lot of times fighting sequences just get boring. Like, I honestly skim fight sequences half the time just because I'm like, oh, okay, clash, 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 fight, 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 fine. I think that they actually managed to have little moments in their fighting where you learn more about their characters and you get important plot information. So I really respect their ability to use what could be sort of perfunctory scenes for them in a way that I think is really effective and like makes the books even better than they would be without those scenes. So I really, that's a part of the books I actually look forward to, and for me, in a lot of these types of books, those are parts of the books that I just sort of like, whatever. So yeah, like I love that final like in the flare and like Kate is feeling her shit and like Curran realizes that she is a fucking boss, and yeah, like, I just love that whole final bit. And I think we as the readers, it's funny looking back because it's only the second book, but I think this is the book where we as readers like really have like the moment of like, oh, okay, like this, Kate has got some things going on. We don't totally know what yet, but like, we know she is holding a lot of things very close to the vest at this point, and at least to me, like, I can totally see why after this book I was like inhaling them after this, because I was like, what's going on? Like, I wanted to know so much more at that point. So in terms of like ranking, I definitely put this one over Magic Bites. I like it better. We'll see where it ends up in the grand scheme of things, but I do think that this, like, I kind of think of this as the actual first book in this series. When I make people read this, this is the book I always give them to start with, and I think it just sets up a lot of things in a way that as you get into the series you can see paying off, and yeah, it's just like a super good book in my opinion. So that was Magic Burns. The next one is Magic Strikes, which is another one I really remember. I like all of these. I don't even know why I'm saying this. Just to intrigue you, there's only one book after the first one that I'm like, I don't think this is the best, because I think that there is a choice made that really sells out the characters. We will get there. But most of these I'm gonna be like, yeah, I really loved it. And this is one of those where I'm like, yeah, I really loved it. This was really good. I will see you guys tomorrow to talk about Magic Strikes. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. I think that will do it. I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!